Are essential oils safe for my cat? Well, yes, they are, as long as they are high quality essential oils. And you got to know which oils are the safe ones.
Essential oils for my cat. It's Hunt for Wellness, episode number 165.
In the Hunt for Wellness podcast, we talk about mind, body, and spirit because that's what people are made of. They're made of a body, a mind, and a spirit. And we want each of those to be fully functioning, fully nurtured, to live a healthy, full, living your best life.
Hello and welcome to Hunt for Wellness. I'm John Hunt.
And I'm Christy Hunt.
And this is the show where we help you live your best life, mind, body, and spirit. And this episode of Hunt for Wellness is brought to you by waterdistillers.com. Great machines providing great water for your great wellness. Check it out at waterdistillers.com. Meow. Are essential oils safe for me?
Yes.
Sorry,
That's very silly.
It is.
But yes, they are, depending on the kind of essential oil that you're using.
Yes. All I can think about is that now I'm allergic to cats, so we don't have a cat, but you had a cat growing up. Mm-hmm. And when we first met, I remember your cats, they're kind of crazy. They like chasing little strings. They're very... they're different than dogs, right?
They are definitely different from dogs.
Tell me about why you liked your cat so much.
Oh, they're so fun. I had a cat that was like a dog, kind of every time you'd walk into the room, meow. She'd greet me. It was with my family, and she'd greet anyone who walked in the room. And then also... she would curl up, and we'd have these wooden bowls, these antique wooden bowls.
Yes.
She'd curl up in the wooden bowls. It was so cute, and just love to be with you, hang out, love to be petted. Just a friend, that's what I love about pets. They're these little friends.
How about that one that would always hiss at me, though?
What? No.
Probably they were jealous that I was getting your attention.
Around the lake that hiss at you.
Okay, that's great. Well, so essential oils, we did another episode here on Hunt for Wellness on essential oils for dogs. And I'm assuming this is going to be similar to that, except we're focusing a little more on cats and what, they're a little bit different than dogs. I mean, they're animals, right?
Right.
So, and they communicate a little differently. I mean, I swear that you and your family knew exactly what your cats were thinking all the time. Oh yeah, she just said this, or, So I guess you'll be able to find out from them, right, whether or not they like essential oils or not.
Pet owners know their pets.
Yes, this is true.
They love and adore them.
Yes. Okay.
They're part of the family.
Yeah. Well, hey, we're all about essential oils here.
Yeah.
So what would be good for a cat? I mean, what kind of health issues or things what do they need support in? So
just generally, you want to feed your cat healthy things,
yes.
More natural things. Again, we're not cat owners, and so we're not super up on what exactly is available, but you want to be the more natural you can be with your pet, mm-hmm. the healthier the pet is going to be. And when we get to essential oils, you want to use high quality essential oils like the Young Living essential oils. And I have used the oils that I found at the store, the grocery store, the health food store, and discovered that they are not the same. Yeah. They do not work the same. They are essentially adulterated, diluted, but diluted in not a good way. They're low quality. They don't have the same standards. Young Living has the Seed to Seal standard, and you can go to seedtoseal.com to find out more about that standard. But it's basically choosing the right variety of seed, cultivating it, growing it organically, even beyond organic, never using synthetic herbicides or pesticides. They might use like goats to eat the plants between the essential oil plants.
They might use cats. No, they probably
not. I don't think they do use cats. But then they harvest it at the right time. They are always researching, always testing They then distill it without using any chemicals, without using solvents. Because if you use a solvent, you get more out of there, but then there's solvent in there, which is not good for you or your pet. And then every single batch of essential oil is then tested to make sure it is of the high quality of oil and there are no contaminants in it that got in through the environment in some way. And if it passes the test, it is sold to you. If it is sealed and sold, if it is not, it is not. If it does not pass these tests, it is not sold to you.
Yeah.
So that's a seed to seal promise, which is amazing.
Right. You know, I was just thinking too, you know, the reason we don't have a cat is because I'm allergic to cats. And if you stick around at the end, we're going to tell you about what essential oil to use if you're allergic to cats.
Yes.
At least what has helped me. It'll be my personal testimony. So
yes. But
anyway,
it's been very effective.
It is really good because what was interesting, I lived in college for 5 years. I had a roommate who had a cat. And I was fine. Everything was great. And then I moved out, and like within a year, I was all of a sudden allergic to cats. I'd go in and my eyes would start to water. I'd start choking, you know, my scratchy throat. So it's weird, but we don't need to discuss that, why that happens. But I think that's common. I think people can live with cats, and when they stop living with them, become allergic. I don't understand how that works.
Yeah. So, okay.
All right, back to the regularly scheduled what's good for...
Better remember that come back to the end.
Okay, I'll remember that.
So anyways, felines or cats are most receptive to diffusing. And so particularly the water-based ultrasonic diffusers that we use simply allow the animal that's in the room with the diffuser to be able to leave the room in case that animal does not like it, whether it's a cat or dog or other animals too. And so diffusing is a great way for you to get essential oils into your pet just by breathing them in. And felines have so many hair follicles. That is the way that the oils get into the skin is through the hair follicles, and they have like the most. So you want to dilute your oils that you use with cats because they've got so many hair follicles. That
I suppose it'd be really intense.
Yes. So you're going to dilute your essential oils 75 to 90% with a good quality carrier oil, like Young Living has a V6 oil. And you're going to dilute it 75 to 90%, which means like if you have 1 drop of oil, then 1 drop of essential oil, to like 7 to 10 drops of carrier oil or 7 to 9 drops of carrier oil. So 1 essential oil to 7 carrier oil. Okay. Then you will put it in your hands, rub your hands together, and you mostly absorb the oil in your hands. Then you can pet your animal.
Yeah.
Now, what I would be sure to do is that the animal is okay with the essential oil by allowing the animal to smell the oil in your hands, or from the bottle is too strong.
Yeah.
But just maybe putting some on your skin and allowing the animal to be around it, or putting it in the diffuser and seeing the response. You do not want to put an oil on an animal that they don't like, that they hate. And sometimes they have to get used to oils, just like humans. Sometimes we don't like certain oils, and then by being around them, we eventually like them. Haven't you experienced that?
Yeah.
I have
If
too.
the cat doesn't like it, is he going to like go in circles and chase its tail like he's trying to, something's driving me crazy?
Well,
they just do that anyway.
I would not apply it to an animal that does not like that particular oil. And then, you know, we also drink essential oils, but cats are really finicky when it comes to taste. So they do not generally drink oils that you put in their water.
Yeah. Even a drop is not going to.
Right. So just don't do that. You can't, the cats can take oils internally if you decide that that's the right thing for them. And just FYI, we are getting this information from the Essential Oils Desk Reference for Animals. This is the first edition. The main author, This was put out by Life Science, and you can get it online. But Melissa Sheldon really contributed to this book, and she's a veterinarian with a lot of experience using essential oils.
Yeah, if you go over to huntforwellness.com, episode 165, in the show notes, we'll link to that.
Yeah.
In case you want to get a copy of that.
It's really good to have because it really will guide you on using what oils to use and how. Now, I'm going to tell you some oils that you shouldn't use, but they actually still can be used if they're used very dilute, and also with using Ningxia Red. Ningxia Red is our superfood drink, super high antioxidant, really supports the immune system and literally every system of the body. If your cat is not healthy, not doing really well, you can give them diluted Ningxia Red 1-to-1. So like if it's a half an ounce of Ningxia Red, it'd be a half an ounce of pure water, and mix that together. And then give that to the pet through a syringe, like a kid's medicine syringe, in their mouth, through that way, because they're probably not going to lick it up themselves.
Yeah.
So anyways, essential oils high in phenols are a little hard for the cats to metabolize. So cinnamon, clove, thyme, oregano, savory, cassia, wintergreen, and tea tree are harder for them. So if you use those, they need to be very dilute, and I would also be giving Ningxia Red to the cat at the same time, to help the cat. These phenols are very aromatic, produced by plants for the growth, development, and protection against stress, and like against pests and pathogens. So it's hard to know what they are, except to know that these are the specific ones.
Right.
With phenols. There are oils that are generally safe for cats, like lavender, copaiba, helichrysum, frankincense, and there are more too. But getting this desk reference is a really good, desk reference for animals is a really good resource. And so you can just support your animal's health with using essential oils instead of like kitty litter with fragrances in it. You know how bad fragrances are for you. Some people can't be around fragrances at all. They make them feel very sick. Well, what about cats? Do you think they should be around that too?
Right. What is in kitty litter? I do. Got to read the package, I guess, right?
Right. So what they're saying is if you would like to use essential oils in your kitty litter, what you should do is try to use the same brand of kitty litter that you're already using that's just plain with no scent to it. Then add 1 to 3 drops of your chosen essential oil to 1 cup of baking soda and allow that to just sit in a jar and just shake it periodically. Let it sit there for several hours. Then take a small amount of that baking soda and sprinkle it into 1 box of plain kitty litter and mix it well. Also provide a separate box of kitty litter in case your cat is like, no way, I am not going to use that. You want to have an option for them. And then once the cat approves of that essential oil kitty litter box, you wouldn't need to have a second box of kitty litter available for them. So that is just one way to have a more natural kitty litter.
And what oils again would you put in the kitty litter?
Well, you could put lavender.
Okay.
You could put frankincense. You could put helichrysum. There are actually many oils that are safe for the cats. They just need to be diluted. That is the main thing about cats, is to dilute the oils. Okay. I already told you about, did I tell you about petting? Yeah. Yes.
Yep, you did.
Petting. Okay. Then also, if your cat gets an injury, which does happen, especially if they're outside cats. Young Living has a animal sense line that is designed for animals, and it's okay for cats too.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So there's like a 3-step program for these minor scrapes and scratches and irritations. And one is Puriclean.
Puriclean. Okay.
Yep. And so that has the skin improvement properties of patchouli and mountain savory. And that's your first step to help and to support the body, the cat's body, in recovering from these minor scrapes and scratches. And so that cleanses the wound. And then the next part is Infect Away, which, of course, we don't want any infections to happen. And that also helps clean the wound and soothes the irritation. It's got myrrh and Dorado Azul into it. And that, it's just beautiful. I have friends that have used this, and it's been very, very helpful. You can also apply Animal Sense Ointment, which is sort of, it's like a very moisturizing ointment that is sort of like a Band-Aid over the oil. So you'd put the oil on, and then you can put the Animal Sense Ointment on. And then the third step is Mendwell, which soothes, moisturizes sensitive, distressed skin and just aids in healing it. And it's like got a nice aroma, earthy aroma. It is already diluted, so you can use it directly, but if you are concerned, you can also dilute it a little bit more with a carrier oil, a high quality carrier oil. And that Mendwell has myrrh, hyssop, frankincense, and other premium essential oils, which is amazing. You can't just use like 1 to 2 drops when you are using these oils. A little goes a long way.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And that Animal Sense Ointment, like this super intensely hydrating salve, seals the moisture into the skin, replenishes the skin moisture barrier. It's made with naturally derived ingredients. And this is one we actually use on ourselves too.
I was just going to say, I've used that before when the skin was a little dry.
Yeah, when your skin is very dry.
Yeah.
This is such a great ointment. It's super moisturizing. Yes. So even the people use it. But generally, the Animal Sense line is for the animals. Right. And the regular essential oils are for the people. Although you can use them for both. So that is, and then using the Ningxia Red.
Right. I've never really heard about the Ningxia Red, but that's interesting. I would think, why not, right?
Yes. Oh, I know. The other thing that's important to talk about is the citric acid in citrus fruits can cause digestive issues with vomiting, diarrhea, and irritate a cat's nervous system. So people are concerned about lemon and orange and those types of things. And so you're not to feed your cat citrus things.
Right.
I wouldn't diffuse just plain lemon around a cat either. I mean, you can see, but I probably wouldn't, because drops can land on them. They can lick it. But I know that there have been lemon essential oil in with other blends, and it's very diluted. And so it's not damaging the cat. And the other main thing is using this high quality essential oil of Young Living to support your cat. You know, you don't want to hurt your cat, of course.
Right. So
don't use the other essential oils that are not pure.
Right. Well, hey, before we go, remember I have that tip, but before I give that tip, I'm going to tease that this episode of Hunt for Wellness brought to you by waterdistillers.com. Great machines providing great water for your great wellness. Check it out at waterdistillers.com. Okay, we talked about what if you're allergic to cats, or if they affect you when they're in the room, like they do for me, where I start eyes watering, throat getting scratchy. Mm-hmm. What do we use?
Lavender.
That's right. And lavender, put it like around your eyes.
Wide circles around your eyes.
I put it on my throat. It's great. And if you're interested,
on your neck.
That's right. If you're interested in learning more about lavender, check this video out right up here, which is video on the lavender legacy. Lavender is like one of the greatest essential oils there is. Mm-hmm. It's like one of the standards.
It is.
So you can check that out more. And you can also check out more of this podcast of Hunt for Wellness.